Imagine looking out across the misty waters of Loch Ness, shrouded in early morning fog. The surface is calm, reflecting the dark hills that surround it, but beneath the water, something massive stirs. Not a log, not a ripple caused by wind. A long, sinuous neck breaks the surface for just a heartbeat before vanishing again. For centuries, locals have whispered tales of Nessie, a creature that defies explanation. But what if she were real? What would it mean for biology, for evolution, and for the human imagination? The legend of the Loch Ness monster is one of the most enduring cryptids in history. Reports date back over a millennium, when Scottish folklore spoke of water horses and mysterious beasts inhabiting the loch. The first modern sightings in the 1930s catapulted Nessie into international fame. Photographs, eyewitness accounts, and media coverage fueled a fascination that persists today. Skeptics dismissed these claims as hoaxes or misidentifications, yet persistent sightings suggest something, real or imagined, continues to capture the human imagination. If Nessie were real, she might be a relic of a lineage thought extinct. Speculatively, she could be a distant descendant of plesiosaurs, marine reptiles that vanished during the Cretaceous. But a freshwater environment like Loch Ness would demand dramatic evolutionary adaptations. Over millions of years, isolation in the deep, cold waters could shrink her body for maneuverability, adapt her lungs for occasional surface breathing, and alter her diet to thrive on the loch's available prey. Imagine a creature built for stealth, gliding silently beneath the water with a long neck that moves like a living harpoon. Her eyes, adapted for low light, scan the murky depths, while sensitive receptors detect vibrations from fish, birds, and even boats. Such an apex predator would have a profound effect on its ecosystem. Large fish populations would be kept in check, scavenger species might benefit from leftovers, and the loch's flora and fauna would evolve around a predator few have ever truly seen. Birds, amphibians, and mammals would adjust their behavior to avoid this elusive hunter. Nessie would not merely exist, she would shape life itself. She would be a keystone species, quietly influencing the ecological balance of Loch Ness for centuries. The human fascination with Nessie goes beyond biology. There is something primal about a creature that defies understanding, something thrilling about the possibility of a living fossil. Sightings spark debate, inspire art, and drive tourism. People flock to the loch hoping to glimpse the impossible, to catch a fragment of the unknown. If Nessie were real, she would represent both a scientific marvel and a cultural icon, bridging the worlds of myth and reality. Speculating on behavior, Nessie would likely spend most of her time submerged, surfacing rarely for oxygen or thermoregulation. Solitary behavior seems probable, as seen in many large reptiles, though small pods for mating or juvenile protection are conceivable. Intelligence might rival that of dolphins or monitor lizards, capable of memory, problem-solving, and awareness of humans. Her evasive maneuvers, sudden dives, and rhythmic surfacing could be part of her strategy to avoid detection, making sightings rare and fleeting. Survival in Loch Ness would not be easy. The loch is cold, deep, and nutrient-limited. Maintaining genetic diversity with a small population would be challenging. Nessie's adaptations, stealth, cautiousness, slow reproduction, and long lifespan would be critical for her persistence. Environmental changes, pollution, or human intrusion could threaten the species. Tourism, sonar scans, and fishing all introduce new pressures. In this speculative world, her rarity would not only enhance the mystery, but also ensure her survival in a precarious habitat. If she existed, the scientific implications would be staggering. DNA sampling, underwater observation, and sonar mapping could reveal a lineage previously thought extinct, reshaping evolutionary theory. Questions about the survival of supposedly extinct species, adaptation to freshwater, and cryptic evolutionary processes would ignite research worldwide. Every sighting would be a scientific breakthrough, and Nessie would teach humanity about resilience, adaptation, and the limits of our knowledge. Human interaction with Nessie would also raise ethical questions. If discovered, how should the species be treated? Conservationists would argue for strict protection of habitat and minimal human contact. Scientists might push for observation and data collection, creating tension between research and survival. Tourism could become a threat, as global curiosity might lead to invasive boat traffic and disruption of behavior. Decisions about access, protection, and management would define the future of this living legend. Nessie's existence would challenge humans to balance fascination with responsibility, curiosity with respect. Socially and culturally, Nessie's presence would redefine the relationship between myth and reality. The loch would transform into a scientific hotspot and tourist destination. Local economies might boom from visitors, but ethical considerations would remain. Media coverage could misrepresent sightings, fueling sensationalism, hoaxes, or exploitation. The Loch Ness monster would become both a treasure of natural history and a test of human stewardship. Speculatively, Nessie might possess a variety of behaviors unknown to science. She could hunt using stealth, ambush techniques, or coordinated strategies if she exhibits social behavior. Playful or investigative tendencies might emerge during rare surface interactions, revealing intelligence previously unimagined. Her physiology would reflect the pressures of isolation, flexible bones for deep diving, reinforced lungs for sporadic surfacing, and sensory adaptations to detect prey and avoid humans. Evolution in a secluded environment would produce a creature unlike anything currently described, a living testament to nature's ingenuity. Psychologically, humans would react in diverse ways. Awe, fear, disbelief, and obsession could dominate public reaction. Cryptozoologists would have their world validated, skeptics would scramble to reconcile evidence, and folklore enthusiasts would claim vindication. Nessie would become a cultural touchstone, embodying humanity's fascination with what lies beyond comprehension. Her presence would remind us that legends often have roots in reality, and that the unknown can still exist in a world dominated by exploration and technology. Historically, Loch Ness sightings have already shaped human imagination. Photographs like the surgeon's photo in 1934, later debunked, sparked decades of speculation. Eyewitness accounts of humps, ripples, and fleeting neck glimpses fueled intrigue. If you love this speculative dive into evolution and mystery, like this video, subscribe for more explorations of cryptids and hidden creatures, and comment below, how do you imagine the Loch Ness monster looks if she were real? Would she be a predator, a gentle giant, or something in between?